Hey everybody, it's Steve here. Welcome back to Super Metroid. In the last episode, which was the first episode, we touched down on Planet Zebes, and we are hunting down Ridley, who has stolen the baby Metroid. We acquired the Morph Ball bombs, right there. 3 missile packs. What else? Oh, and we were sexually intimidated by Samus. So, good times were had by all, and by all I mean no one. All of these guys, don't ask me the names of the enemies in the Metroid games, because I don't know what they are. I know the Zoomers and the Gamers, well, I guess that's the end of the list. Here's the first energy tank, the first of 14. What I forgot to mention in the first episode is that there are actually exactly 100 items to collect in this game. Make sure you use your missiles on these space pirates. They are immune to your regular shots. So if you want to get a 100% completion, you have to collect all 100 items, because each one is worth 1%. So that's the 46 missile packs, the 14 energy tanks, the 4 reserve tanks, the 10 super missiles, the 10 power bombs, and the rest are all of the suit and weapon upgrades. But there are 100, so that's what you need for 100% completion. Heading down into Brinstar. We've been in Brinstar before on the opposite side. This is kind of Brinstar proper, if you will, and the coolest music in the game is going to be found right here. The most kind of upbeat. The Metroid series is very famous for kind of solemn, lonely. Sometimes you can't even call it music. It's more atmospheric, ambient sound. And, so to hear a kind of upbeat tune like you're going to hear in Brinstar here, it's kind of refreshing. We're hopping over here to get the map, I believe. Yeah, the map. Another thing I wanted to mention that I didn't in the first episode is how I'm going to be going about playing this game right now. This game seems to... It's a game series in which speedrunning, exploiting glitches, sequence breaking, all that kind of stuff is encouraged. It's actually designed for that. It adds to the replayability of the games. But what I find is at this point, if you look around YouTube, and you'd be very hard pressed to find a so-called normal playthrough of this. At least I couldn't find any. It's a game where everyone wants to show off their speedrunning skills and their... here's a missile pack if you fall down through the floor. That introduces a mechanic that's going to come into play again in just a little bit. And throughout the rest of the game too. Floors that kind of give way underneath you. So what I intend to do is to play this game the way that it was intended, quote-unquote, to be played. No sequence breaking, no bomb jumping. Actually, bomb jumping is something you don't even need to do in this game in order to complete it. It's just a technique that, speedrunners use, and that's great. Again, the series lends itself to that kind of behavior. I'm no good at any of that stuff. I'm no good at bomb jumping. I suck at wall jumping, and that's something I'm going to have to do at some point here, but... So I'm not good at any of that anyway. But for some reason I always need to play games the way that they were intended to be played. And I know that doesn't really make any sense, but don't shoot these guys because they are basically lighting the room. If you shoot them all, it's going to be very dark and very hard to navigate. The reason we shot out both missile doors back out in the main hallway is because of this missile refill station right here. So if you know that one is nearby, make sure you open all the doors that need missiles to open, and then you can refill your missiles and be good to go. So yeah, we're looking at a normal playthrough here, no sequence breaking, no crazy antics. If you want, basically you're not going to see much skill here. If you're looking for skill, you're going to have to look elsewhere, and there's plenty of it to be found. If you look... I was going to say if you look hard enough, but you don't even have to look that hard. People can just basically annihilate this game. It's crazy. So we're going to bomb off to the right here, and where are we heading to next? We're going to end up in a pretty large room. Run past those guys because they do some pretty decent damage. I think of this room as kind of like four-corner kind of thing. First thing we're going to do is go down to the bottom left, and that would not be the way. Because there is a missile pack as well as an upgrade for our weapon down here. Yep, if we bomb through the little blocks over there on the right, it's going to give us a weapon upgrade. And it is none other than one you're not going to see me use very often. It's the charge beam. Here's my feeling about charged weapons, or weapons that require charging. Let's say, and I don't know the exact numbers, I don't know if this is true or not, but let's say it does double damage of your regular shots. In the time that you spend charging the weapon, you could have gotten like 2 or 3 regular shots off. So it kind of negates itself, you know? I mean, if that makes sense, I think it does. You know, you can just fire your weapon 2-3 times, or you can stand there and charge it and release 1 shot, which does the equivalent of 2 or 3 regular shots. So it's almost like, what's the point? Maybe if you're entering a room with it charged, then you can just, you know, blast the first enemy you see, but it just doesn't make sense to me to charge your weapon when you could be using that time more efficiently. There's a save room here, obviously, if you want it. I'll try and show off where they all are. I mean, obviously, you can be saving literally like every 5 minutes or so, but so that leaves the top right and bottom right in this room. We're going to want to go to the top right first, where we're going to get ourselves into a bit of a boss battle, if you can call it that. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a bit. I'm just going to missile these guys. Ow. Really? You get over here. You. No, where's the one that dodged me? You. You will eat a missile. Thank you. Okay. Alright, get ready for a really difficult boss here. Nah, I'm kidding. It's not. This is Spore Spawn. He is named such because he spawns spores. And he is the most boring, slow boss in this game. Literally, you can just stay over here in the corner and miss. That's very important. That's very important to the progression of this battle. Make sure that you completely miss with your missiles. That's a key point. Let's drag this out even longer than it's already gonna last. You know, we're just prolonging the foreplay basically. So you can literally just stay over here as a morph ball and nothing will hit you. And then when he opens up, pop him with some missiles. Rinse and repeat, but it takes forever. He'll eventually start speeding up, but again, this is just a very tedious battle, if you can call it that. And can we please hit a thank you? We don't want to make this dragged out any more than it needs to be. It's just ridiculous. I mean, he looks like one. Never mind. I'm not going to say it. Just look at Spore Spawn sideways and you tell me. Oh my god. And then he opens up ready to receive my missile. Wait, what? No. No receiving. Nothing is being received. See, I need to stop. I did not plan on this playthrough being full of the innuendo that has been already. I need to stop. Can you please die, Spore Spawn? That'd be great. Then he gets like all brown, and this music that's just so kind of creepy. It's just, this needs to end, please. Okay, Spore Spawn, goodbye. No, of course not. We're still going. Yes, this is the Spore Spawn fight, ladies and gentlemen. The battle that will have your nerves as taut as a guitar string. And it's still going, for God's sake. Please, let this end. It should be one more. We should be done here. And thank you. Anyway, he now becomes a platform that we can step on after we collect, again, more power-ups than we ever need for the rest of our lives. And you may be wondering, what's the reward for this intricate battle? Well, you have to go into the next room to find it. I don't even call these guys enemies. I actually refer to these things as recharge stations, because that's what they are. You could just stand here all day and do this and just refill everything. They're not even enemies. They're recharge stations. And oh my god, we're falling, and suddenly we're in the final stage of a Mega Man game, and all the way at the bottom we find a super missile. The first of 10 super missile packs. Super missiles obviously do more damage than regular missiles, and they open the green doors. So now those green doors we passed here and there, we can now open, which means that in the bottom right corner of that big room that we were in is a green door, and now we can go in it. If I can stop getting hit by everything in the world, that'd be great. Like this one. So always make sure that you've got at least 5 regular missiles and 1 or 2 super missiles on hand for door opening, basically. Because you never know when you're going to need them. And we're going to head down to the bottom right of this room, and in order to proceed. Our next stop is going to be, we're going to head towards Norfair, briefly. Norfair is your volcanic, fiery place, and anyone familiar with the Metroid series, there's a missile expansion up in one of these pipes here, and again, you can wall jump to get to it, but we'll be getting an item in a bit that will make that much easier to get, because I can't wall jump to save my life. These doors work just like the regular doors. There's going to be a colored button on top, and that's what you need to use in order to open them. So they're really no different. Yeah, then we're going to need something to protect us from heat, basically. So we're only stopping down in Norfair for a couple things. And a couple things being all in the same room. Make sure that you run across this. This is actually called the Noob Bridge. I wish I was kidding about that, but I'm not. And the reason is because the game never teaches you that you can run. You know, never. It's the first time where you're taught, basically, which is what this game does. It teaches you how to play as you go, and that's the spot where you're taught that you need to run. But for some reason, it stumps people apparently, and that's why it's called the Noob Bridge. Energy recharge down here, always good to have. It's easy to start feeling invincible once you get some energy tanks and under your belt, and we've only got one though, so I'm not going to get too cocky. Water. Water is Samus's enemy until we get an upgrade much later on. If you're in water, it severely hinders your movements and makes your life hell. Those things right there, the little clampy things, they will actually come up out of the water and grab you and hold you, and it's just badness all the way around. Kind of linear path here to get the elevator to Norfair. Like I said, we're going to stop in just for briefly. We're going to make a stop in one room only. And actually, there's a save room as well. We're probably just going to save, and then we'll save that for next time. And that's going to be that. So this is going to be a normal playthrough, like I said, no sequence breaking. I'll try and keep track of the percentage of completion in each video. Right now we're at 10% because we've collected 10 things, and I would like to get my health back up before I save. That way I've got a nice full health bar when we start next time. And there we go. Ah, shit. Okay. Well, so much for that. Easy come, easy go, basically. Okay. Save room's over here, then we'll stop across the hall next time. That's it for this episode. I'm going to try and keep these to 15 minutes if I can. Everyone take it easy, have a good day, peace, I'll see you next time for more of Super Metroid.